Whereas on Instagram, if I post like anything, there's gonna be a big group of people that like just follow me that will see it.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, it's like if what I post about is not super relevant, that algorithm just doesn't
push
post
it at all.
Like at all. I think Instagram is my favorite platform right now. I feel like on Instagram, I kind of know what's gonna happen with every post. There's always like kind of the same people talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
It has more of a community feel to me. I think a few years ago, I don't know if these brands I think they would just see like big ass followings and pay a shitload of money.
Yeah.
You know? But now they definitely are like a little more wise to engagement's like the biggest thing for sure. Like on Instagram, they'll ask for like,
And today I am joined by another good friend of mine, Mr. BigRobEnergy. He has amassed a massive social media following with over 70K on Instagram, close to 250,000 on YouTube, and over 500,000 on TikTok. And it was done all through short form content. He has built this massive following within the gaming space through comedic skits. We talk about how he got into the creative space before content creation by him starting a marketing agency in his hometown, how that transition was from going to that into making his own content. We also dip into a little bit of his brand deals because he has worked with a lot of major brands in the space. And we talk about short form content in general, especially when it comes to the different platforms that it's posted on. And even though he started in the gaming world, we talked a little bit about his future and how he wants to dip more into sports moving forward. It's a great talk. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys find a ton of value. So welcome to this episode of The Creative Outlet.
What is up, everybody? From Oregon, I have one of my good friends, Mr. BigRobEnergy.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Creative Outlet, dude.
thanks for having me, man.
How are you? How was the flight?
Good.
Welcome to Texas.
Dude, the flights are tough. I live in a small town, so like
Yeah, you always have connecting flights.
every single time. So my flight was at 5 a.m. I got to get up at 3:30 a.m. And then I didn't sleep at all. So
That's fucking
first day running on 2 hours of sleep. Somehow I stayed up till 3 a.m. with
Yeah,
the boys.
y'all were out. I called it at 1:15, and I said, no, I'm out. I'm gone.
Dude, we were at the hotel. It was like 11:50.
Yeah, well, I thought we were going to be done.
I'm like, all right, cool. Like wrapping this up. Like, all right, good night of sleep.
Yeah.
And then
It was E. He found out Blink left, and then we were gone.
yeah, it's like, hey, you guys want to go out? I'm like, I mean,
You can't say
have to.
Yeah, you can't say no.
Yeah, you have to go out. It ended up being super fun, but
Yeah. I don't.
yeah, I don't know. It's built different, dude.
Literally,
Can I say?
insane. But we're here for Loot Fest, and I'm excited. You've never been.
Never been, no.
First time. It is not like a dream hack for sure. Like,
I don't know what to expect.
yeah, I would say it's definitely more creator. I would say friendly in the sense of like way easier to network, way easier to just honestly hang out. It feels like a backyard, just like a backyard hangout. It
does, yeah,
like a
for sure.
big backyard hangout.
Yeah, these conventions are fun because I always go to them mainly just to hang out with friends. Like the convention's always kind of like a secondary thing.
100%.
And just seeing everybody because I feel like all my good friends are all spread out across the country now.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rare that you get to see each other. So a couple times a year you get together and just have a great time. And
our whole group is literally coast to coast. Like,
seriously.
I mean, it's crazy how spread out.
Yeah,
everybody
North
is.
Carolina, Oregon, Texas,
Utah.
yeah,
dude, it's
Illinois,
insane.
like all over the place.
It's crazy. But I'm excited for this weekend just overall. Glad I'm actually be able to pull a couple people that do this.
Yeah.
'Cause this technically has not been announced yet. It probably won't get announced for like a month or so. But like pre-recording episodes is massive.
Yeah.
But I mainly just want to talk about, in a sense, with you, as far as like you have such a big following on so many different social platforms. And I know you did, like, in a sense of like social media marketing for other people even before you started your own content. Just curious, how did you get in?
Just into making content in general.
Into making content, and then like how you decided to even get into like making your own personal like content.
I guess it starts way back in the day. So when I was in high school, I started a streetwear company called Robbery, and I started that with a buddy in high school. We were 16, and in doing that, obviously somebody has to learn how to do the marketing, and you have to learn how to do everything.
Yeah, like, everything.
Photography, like
you
taking the photos, modeling the photos, like doing all that kind of stuff. Selling stuff, like taking the photos and doing, video, all that content stuff. So you're learning how to do it without even really trying. And then I just fell in love with the whole process and everything. And over time, I kept doing marketing, marketing myself, helping others grow. We were growing on Facebook at the time. Facebook was like the only thing you could do.
This is pre TikTok anything.
Yeah. So I say all that to say that like I learned so much about marketing by just doing this stuff organically. And I used to run, I managed the websites for like 6 different car dealerships.
Oh shit.
And it was supposed to be a marketing job, but it ended up being like, I was just kind of the bitch. Can I discuss on this?
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of like the bitch.
I don't give a fuck.
I was kind of the bitch at this workplace. It was like me, and then it was like 6 other guys that were like 50 and up, and I was like 23. So I was supposed to run the website for these car dealerships, and it ended up not being what I wanted to do at all.
Yeah.
So one day I just left that job. Dude, it was crazy. I got married and bought a house and left my job one day, just completely quit on a Friday, packed all my shit up, like less than a month later. And my wife had no idea I was going to do it. She came home and I'm just in the garage, like waiting for her. And I told her what happened. It was like the craziest decision of my life.
What in the world?
Yeah. And my boss was like Satan, dude. This guy it was an insane decision to do this. While I was doing that, I was still helping other people with marketing. I was running a fitness brand also at the time. That started in 2015. In doing that, same thing as the streetwear company back in the day. All marketing, all photo shoots, all that kind of stuff. You're just kind of learning how to do this because somebody has to do this.
Yeah, it's all on the fly.
You know, and then while I'm doing that and working in the corporate world, I'm teaching people also how to do social media, and they're all building their stuff, and I'm just kind of consulting with people with social media. And then my wife at one point was like, this is before I quit my job. She was like, why don't you actually charge people? Because I was doing it for free.
Oh, that's
the thing too. I was doing it for free. I was like, I was just helping everybody. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. And she's like, why don't you charge people? And then I think it started going in my head like, wow, I could actually like do this as a real job. And so I quit my thing. I started doing freelance. I was actually doing freelance graphic design for a few years. That's what I was doing. Yeah. See, that's another thing.
I didn't even know you knew how to do that.
Yeah, with the clothing brands, like someone has to design.
Well,
the
yeah,
clothes too.
that makes total sense.
You got to do everything.
Yeah.
So I learned Photoshop when I was 14. Never got super good or anything, but good enough to help out companies. And a lot of companies have terrible everything. You don't have to be like that good to like actually make it a career. But
how did you transition that from going to that into like making your own content? Like, or where was that like?
Oh yeah, so
transition.
Okay, so I was doing marketing. I was helping people out. That's what it was. And then I decided to charge and actually make it a real job. And in 2019, I started a marketing agency. And my 2 good friends in town were photographers. And we got together once, and I was currently, because I didn't have a real job.
Yeah.
So I was currently interviewing at these agencies and seeing their process and meeting the guys and seeing how they do everything. And then I got together with my friends in town, and I'm like, dude, we could get together and we could do exactly what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because they were very old. They were like 60 and up, super out of touch, like didn't do anything with Instagram. They were still all doing like newspaper and like radio and shit.
Word.
Like no one was doing any social media where I live. So we got together in 2019, started an agency. And within like 3 months, we had a bunch of clients. We were killing it. Like it went exactly how I thought it would go. And we would consult on a monthly basis, go and do photo shoots, make videos, do whatever anybody needed, design logos. Like I still see logos we made all over town.
That's
like,
crazy.
It's cool. Like it's really cool. And then the pandemic hit, and at the same time, I still loved making videos. I used to make them on my Instagram story all the time. I'm kind of jumping all around, but like when I had that fitness brand, I also actually had a following in the fitness industry as well. On my Instagram at that time, I had like 43,000 followers.
Oh, snap.
And that was like 2016 and 2017.
Oh, you were popular in 2017.
That was a long time ago, but like that was all fitness based. And at that point I was making, I was putting like goofy shit on my Instagram stories, like kind of like my content these days, just kind of joking around, like kind of poking fun just all the time. Like that's just all I am interested in.
Yeah.
And then it was late 2019 and TikTok. I used to make fun of TikTok.
Oh, I think when it first started, we all did.
Yeah, I didn't
we were all
dude, I used to roast TikTok on Twitter, like all that shit. Like it was the cringiest fucking thing. And I was talking to Big E and, cause we were making kind of similar stuff at the time, still kind of do, but at the time, he was making skits and like doing funny stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I showed him TikTok. I'm like, dude, you should make TikToks. Like you would like, this is exactly what you do. And then he kind of said the same thing to me. He's like, dude, you should, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, look at your stories. Like you do that stuff all the time. So we started on the exact same day.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And then for probably the next like month and a half, like every day we would post, we were trying to figure it out.
The algorithm, all
what
that.
hashtags mattered.
Yeah.
Like I remember the first day somebody told me what like FYP meant.
FYP, and then it was like the XYZA.
Oh, yeah.
Something. Yeah.
That's so funny. Whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember somebody telling me what FYP meant. And they're like, yeah, if you just use this hashtag, like you'll blow up.
We had no idea what we were talking about in the beginning of TikTok.
And I had no niche or anything. I used to post car content, food content, like relationship stuff, like just.
Was it all like that skit based? Like
no. This time it was like, I was just all over the fucking place, like no plan at all, just having fun. It was not a job. It was not a career. I never even thought about it like at all. Like, it was just something to have fun doing. And then the pandemic actually hit like a few months later in 2020, and we were playing Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty came out, and I thought it was fun and stuff. And I don't know why I did it, but I just made a video one day. Well, I guess Activision probably just did something stupid. That's probably what it was. Like actually.
Yeah.
And I was like, I used to watch people do, funny skit comedy all the time. That's like predominantly what I watch. And something just made me, I don't know, made a video like what it would be like how did they come up with this stupid decision?
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but like, that's the premise. And people liked it. And I just
You sent it from
kept
there.
doing it. And then all of a sudden it just becomes your whole thing.
And then now you're the CEO of Activision on TikTok.
Apparently. I don't know. But yeah. It's just funny how like I never had any desire. Like I've loved gaming my entire life.
Yeah.
I've done it like before I was even in school, like just forever. But I never wanted to like, I never had aspirations to be like in the gaming industry or like have that be my whole thing or whatever.
So that just kind of happened.
It was like fully 100% natural.
That's crazy.
No doubt. Yeah. So that's pretty much how I ended up here, I guess.
Yeah.
And then but that's the thing with like these social media platforms. It's like you find something that really works. If you just keep doing it, like it'll work.
Yeah.
Like it'll usually always work as well as you like, you have to execute stuff, but if you stick to the same kind of thing, but then there's the other side of it where it's like, you don't want to do it too much and become like, that's your only
like you're the
shtick.
You're like the loadout guy or something along those lines.
Like you don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck in like a specific.
It's really hard to balance. There's a lot of like nuance that like nobody on the outside like understands.
No, they just see TikTok content, whatever content you're making. You're like, oh, that's probably what they make the majority of the time. But it's like balancing that out. What's because you used to stream a little bit too. You don't anymore, even though we all probably give you shit about that.
Kind of came back
for like a week.
Yeah, I'll bring it back.
But you were streaming in 2020.
Yeah,
like that's
August 1st, 2020.
How was that? Because obviously, like your main like I would say shtick is like short form content. That's like what you are, I would say, known for sure. For sure. How was streaming? Like, what was the process of thinking of like, oh, I should probably stream too? Was it just because everybody else was doing it?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't even know what. I don't know why I started it. I never went live on anything ever before. I remember streaming and I used my laptop and I had to prop my laptop up on some like cardboard boxes like from my trash can or something so it wouldn't overheat. Like I had no idea like how much power you needed. I didn't know anything about PCs. I didn't know anything. I just like, what's this website? Like, and I did it. Actually, you know what? The first time I literally ever went live was with my Xbox Connect.
Oh,
Connect
I know what you're talking
or something.
about.
It was like some weird like
Little bar on top of like
some weird camera.
Yeah.
Like but I had to put it like really close to my face because it was like a fisheye lens. It was some weird shit. But I did that.
Please tell me you have a clip of that
I
somewhere.
forgot, dude. I actually forgot about all this. That's crazy. But that was literally the first time I was live. I don't even know how I was communicating or where I was even looking. I think it was on my phone or something. I don't even know. But I remember that being kind of fun. So that was probably the first time. I guess that literally was the first time I went live. And then I remember going live on Twitch and doing that and thinking, I was playing Halo live.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even doing Call of Duty stuff. And it was just a lot of fun, like just communicating with people. And some people would be like, dude, I love your videos and stuff. And I'm like, wow, people actually watch my videos? Like, that's crazy. And then I remember getting my first raid. Do you know Chunky Hustle?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He might have been the first big raid. It was like 22 people. And I'm like, I was playing on turf on Halo 2. I remember that like it was vividly remember that. And I was like, oh shit, like 22 people are in here? Like, are you serious? That's so many people. You know? And it is. I mean, it actually is a lot of people. Like, if 22
really
people walked in here right now, you'd be like, wow, that's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. It's insane.
But I remember getting my first subscriber. And I remember even telling my wife about it. I'm like, dude, someone subscribed. Like, that means I like have to keep doing this shit, which is ironic because I'm so inconsistent. But yeah, I'm like, but the whole dynamic of all of it was like, it was just really enjoyable, and it still is to this day. Like, there was only one stream that I've ever had where I got off and I was like, wow, that felt like a waste of time. Other than that, every single time I've ever gone live, I've gotten off and been like, that was like super fun. Which is super weird.
Yeah.
Why I don't do it more often.
I was gonna say, why don't you do it more often? Because it doesn't stop.
I don't know. I guess I just think it doesn't drive like my career right now. Like I know like the main thing is a certain type of video, which is like vertical videos. That's like that's every brand deal I've ever had. It's like, I think every brand deal I've ever had is like through vertical videos, and like that's how I pay my mortgage and stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like the streaming stuff is still like so ground level, but I know there is so much value in it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like balance it and stuff, but
and because you have worked with a lot of companies.
Yeah.
What is like? I'll ask this. What's your favorite one you worked with?
Jeez.
Because you worked with a lot,
man,
and they're all over too. It's not like
a favorite one. I mean, I just recently did something with Mountain Dew and Doritos, which is pretty cool. Jack in the Box was a big one. That was a big deal to me.
I randomly found that they came up on my For You page.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden I was like,
they ran that ad during the Super Bowl on, not like during the actual game, but like during the Super Bowl on social media.
Yeah.
On like TikTok and stuff. But that was really cool because I played baseball growing up, and like there was a Jack in the Box right next to the field, and after every single game, it was like a tradition to like go to this Jack in the Box, and like I still love it to this day. Like the ultimate breakfast sandwich, like it slaps.
Unreal.
It smacks. And so getting that offer, that was a really cool thing. And what's funny is I got hit up by them. That might have been like the 4th or 5th time. So it had fallen through like several times. And then it finally like actually happened. I'm like, wow, this is like pretty sick.
I remember seeing that, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, because you didn't mention it. You didn't like...
Dude, they aired it like 3 months after I filmed it. I forgot I even like did it.
Yeah.
Some dude sent me it. And he's like, dude, I just saw you. I'm like, oh yeah.
I forgot.
like dead ass serious. I'm like, oh yeah, I did this video. Like that's crazy.
Dude, that's crazy.
We are going to take a quick pause on this talk. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. And don't worry, we're going to get you right back in. Something that was an absolute non-negotiable for me when it came to starting the creative outlet was I wanted it to be a high quality video podcast. And to be able to make that happen, you need great lighting. If you guys don't know, I am affiliated and I work a little bit with Kiko. They are a lighting company based here in the DFW area. I met them at the World Series of Warzone and again at TwitchCon last year in 2024. I chatted with them, got to explain a lot of the content stuff I had planned for this year, and let's just say they hooked it up. Almost every light in this office is completely from Kiko though. The entire podcast was lit through them, and they do more than lighting. They have a lot of tripods, they have mic stands for your desk. One of my favorites, I use this every day, a little card reader. And with the launch of their gaming division, they are diving more into the content creation space. So if you are trying to up your game when it comes to your setup, your home office, or just your content creator journey in general, make sure to go check them out. I'll leave a link down in the bio. And if you want, use Kiko10 and it'll save you some cash. But with that said, let's hop back into the pod.
What has your, with somebody, because you have what, like 500K on TikTok or something like that?
560.
Somewhere around there. And obviously your YouTube numbers, I don't even, what do you, like 2-something?
240.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And what are those conversations like with those brands in a sense of like deliverables and I would say like, what do you basically have to do with a following of that size?
Yeah, I mean, every single brand is different for sure. They ask for different things. They want to see, they value different things. They pay, some pay immediately, some take 90 days. Like the whole, it's just never, it's really not a cut and dry kind of thing. But a lot of them, engagement is like the biggest thing these days.
Okay.
I think a few years ago, like, I don't know if these brands just weren't very like educated on how, or whatever the right word is, but like they would just, I think they would just see like big ass followings and pay a shitload of money.
Yeah.
You know, but now they definitely are like a little more wise to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, social media
matters
has evolved even within the TikTok like realm.
Yeah. But people were getting like big bags like 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago for sure.
Yeah.
Now it's definitely different for sure.
So they focus on engagement more for sure.
Engagement's like the biggest thing. For sure. Like on Instagram, they'll ask for like, at least me, I don't know. I mean, I would imagine most people, but they'll ask me for like engagement rates and like all that kind of stuff because you could have a lot of fake followers.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so you could have you got fake views. You can fake almost anything. So like, but they can ask for certain things that
it's hard to fake engagement. Though.
They expose you right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get 1 million views and you get like 2 comments.
Yeah, it's like
that's like an interesting video, but like nobody really cares.
Yeah, no.
It's just like, oh wow, and then they moved on. But if you have like a fucking shitload of comments, it's like, wow, people like are really invested in this person, like are listening to this person, and you know, it's just more valuable. So
interesting.
You can even have a way smaller following and get like a pretty big brand deal if you have
high engagement. I feel like the like level in a sense of like barrier to entry to like bigger like well-known brands is definitely lower than I would say like it used to be when TikTok first blew up.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah,
that's definitely changed for sure. It's funny too because like the end of the year is always crazy with brand deals. Like everyone's advertising like nuts with the holidays, and also like tax write-offs. Like they're all trying to get write-offs, and like they're just spending a shitload of money. And then in the first quarter of the year, historically, it's always like super slow. So you go from this like December was like probably my best like month ever, like financially, and then in January it's like I didn't do a single deal. So it's like this. It's just an interesting career.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
hard to ever feel like secure.
That even like translates to like YouTube AdSense because I know like a lot of like big YouTubers that are always talk about like November through December is like the glory 2 months, and then January is like I'm eating ice like for dinner.
Yeah,
like
it's just funny how it is for sure.
Have you noticed the like your videos, the difference between TikTok and Instagram, vertical wise?
As far as like.
I would say like obviously views, but like even engaged, just performance in general.
I think Instagram is my favorite platform right now.
Okay, interesting.
With TikTok, I feel like on Instagram I kind of know what's going to happen with every post. Okay. For some reason I could just tell if it's going to do well. I feel like there's way more of a community on Instagram. On 100%. TikTok, I don't know. I just kind of post, and I don't see a lot of my friends and the comments or like familiar faces in the comments or like, but on Instagram it's like there's always like kind of the same people talking about the same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just has more of a community feel to me,
Yeah, I think it's also like the fact that like TikTok kind of has it, but it's the Instagram stories, I think,
Yeah.
that add that
too.
just second layer of content rather
Yeah.
than just a feed post. Because it's like for me, I haven't posted probably in like 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
I'm always on stories, like
Yeah.
regardless. So it's
sure.
like people somewhat know what's going on in my life.
Yeah. And just the sharing on Instagram is so fucking easy.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I don't know. I'm personally, I mean, some people may just only use TikTok. Like, I don't know. But like me personally, like Instagram is like the main thing for sure.
that's the main platform you're like focusing on.
That's what I'm focusing on right now for sure is Instagram, no doubt.
Okay.
If you can get a big Instagram, like brand deals are crazy.
Yeah, because I feel like ads.
People just take Instagram seriously, dude. Like, that's
Yeah.
all it really. TikTok has this stigma about it, and it's been like this since the pandemic that like it's just super easy to grow on. And at one point, like, yeah, you were getting crazy views on there
Yeah.
before, Reels and all that shit. You were getting crazy views and followers were kind of easy to get, but like that's definitely changed now.
I feel like
You used to be able to get like 100,000 views on a video and gain like 7,000 followers. Like it was nuts. And now you can get 1 million views on a TikTok and you might get like 1,000.
yeah,
Maybe. Like it's
yeah.
weird. People, I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
and also when you follow people on TikTok, a lot of times I don't even see their stuff.
yeah.
But
Like
on
I
Instagram,
don't,
if I follow people, I see their stuff.
yeah,
So
I don't see your stuff on TikTok ever.
right.
I don't see any of my friends' stuff at all. It's
know.
always Instagram.
Right.
Like if I ever want to know what's going on, it's like you have to go to Instagram.
Yeah.
I think just the DM feature is way easier too, because
Yeah.
it's like
Way easier.
chances are you're sharing your own content on your story, and it's like it's so easy to swipe up and just
That's true.
type.
Yeah.
And it's like TikTok. It's like you have to go to their page, and it's like sometimes they have messages. Like
Yeah.
it's just weird, and it's like I never check my TikTok messages.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, dude, every platform has like pros and cons for sure.
yeah,
I got them all mixed up. TikTok's algorithm's pretty sick though. Like you can, like just searching for stuff. Like if you have any question, like there's 10 videos will pop up. Like Instagram doesn't have that yet.
No.
They sort of do, but like it's not even.
no, not
It's
even
on
close.
a different ballpark, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was my dad through in our like family group chat. He asked me and my sister, which is 2 and 3 years younger than me, basically, what do you guys use more to like search up stuff now, like Google
Yeah.
or TikTok? And because he heard some question on a
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
or whatever, and I still say Google because that's what I use. My sister said TikTok,
TikTok,
and
yeah.
I'm like, that is such a wild concept to me.
Dude, we're in Fort Worth right now. If you want to look up best restaurants in Fort Worth on
Oh, yeah.
TikTok, there'll be 20 videos showing incredible places.
Yeah,
But on Instagram, if you try the same search, like it doesn't pop up. Like you might see somebody's reel in Fort Worth, but it's
Yeah.
like they don't have that yet.
they don't, and I don't know if they'll ever go to that.
I hope they do. I don't know.
I hope
It's
that, like,
helpful.
yeah, for sure. I just
But yeah, every platform has its pros and cons for sure.
Have you ever dove into like TikTok Shop or anything quite like that?
Dude, I actually have a page. So I have a page. I had a TikTok devoted to car content, and it's got like 170K or something.
I didn't even know you had this. What?
I do. Dude,
What?
I
Dude.
throw a lot of shit at the wall. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
TikTok is like super weird about car content. Like if I used to post videos where like a car would burn out, like some real like nothing crazy at all, and they would get flagged for like dangerous content
Oh, interesting.
and stuff like that. So everything started getting flagged. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like this sucks. So I just stopped using it. And then the whole TikTok shop thing came out, and you see these people on Twitter talking about making like 100K a week and shit. You're like, dude, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So I just kind of recently rebranded the car page to like I think it's called Shop with Rob
Oh, okay.
or something. And I have one video on there talking about some like protein, just seeing it because I literally used the TikTok shop to buy stuff,
Yeah.
and specifically this protein, which is like, this sounds like a fucking ad.
I know.
It's actually really good, but it's always like half the cost. It's like a really good deal, like genuinely. And I'm like, I'm just gonna see what this is like. Yeah. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna maybe try it out. I don't know, but
I feel
it's just another way to like market and get better at that kind of stuff. Because it's literally just like doing brand deals anyway. So it's
Yeah.
like I see it as like a practice, but if people buy it, like it could be lucrative too. Like
yeah, and it's outside your brand in a sense of
It
like
is
it's
like-
not
yeah.
like your normal content that
No.
you're actually doing.
Yeah. But the TikTok shop in general is awesome. It really is.
It is.
There's a bunch of bullshit on there, but like,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of actually good deals.
That light right there is from TikTok
I'm sure you
shop.
get this whole place. Yeah, it's crazy what's on there.
Yeah, like that's, I don't know. I always feel like that when that came about, I felt like TikTok changed crazy because that's when I feel like on the For You page, like ads started popping up like insane.
That's definitely the worst thing about TikTok now is like every other video, it's like it's like TikTok live shop, TikTok live shop,
That orange
shop
fucking box in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Like shopping is like definitely like it seems like the focus of the app.
Yeah, I think that's especially moving forward. I think that's why also people are wanting it gone.
Yeah, well, the other one's gonna adapt that soon enough, you know.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Like Instagram shop, like dude,
Instagram already somewhat has it in a sense of like working with companies to buy stuff. It's just making it as
but they
seamless.
don't have like the incentive for you and I to like sell on there.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
I don't think
for brands,
I have no idea.
For brands, they do, but it has to be it has to be like off their page in a sense. There's not like a dedicated shop,
right?
For like TikTok shop, you can literally go scroll like on Amazon. Yeah, like they don't have that. It's more of like
they have a partnership with Amazon. Huh? Don't they have a partnership now with Amazon or something?
Do they? I didn't know that. I thought Amazon was trying to get rid of them.
I think. I wish I could look it up, but
yeah, I mean, you can.
I think there's something with Amazon and TikTok coming out soon or something.
I would be shocked if that happened.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would be actually really shocked if that happened because of the fact that like that's Amazon's biggest competitor.
Well, if they, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to almost
work
buy
together.
Yeah, I was like, you would almost have to buy them out at that point.
I've seen a lot of stuff on Amazon that I've definitely seen on the TikTok shop.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, so, I mean, I've literally
if it's
bought
the same
things.
seller, like I don't know, who cares?
Yeah, I'm like, I've bought things that I'm like, oh, I don't need this like immediately because that's the big plus with Amazon.
Yeah.
You can get it in like a day. But
most things I buy, I say I don't need this. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought something I needed. Honestly, yeah, my wife loves that.
I'm sure.
Yeah, every single day, the UPS guy.
Okay.
I was walking on my lawn too. Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
As far as vertical content now, because obviously, like one of your biggest things is that skit.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like your, in a sense, main thing.
For sure.
Has that like evolved? Because you even started doing it in 2020. Has that like evolved until now? Because it's been 5 years in a sense, like since that started.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like the premise and everything is pretty much exactly the same as it used to be back in the day. Like, like playing a game, right? Like it's usually Call of Duty content that I'm making. Yeah. And I'll just be playing the game and like some stupid shit will happen. Or like something stupid's in the game. And I'm like, how do they come up with this idea? Like actually try to actually think, how did they actually come up with this idea? And then I just come up with some super sarcastic way or some super elaborate, ridiculous way they actually came up with it. So like that's the premise. That'll probably always be the premise. But as far as like executing the actual videos, that's definitely changed. Like if you look back, if I look back personally, like at the stuff I was making in the beginning, like even just like the delivery, the editing, the like little things, like a lot of little nuance and stuff is definitely different and just I think executed way better nowadays.
Better now, because I know we were talking probably like a month ago. You filmed a short on your A7 IV for the first time.
Yeah, so that's one thing I want to start doing is like just kind of trying to up the quality and I have nice camera equipment that like I probably should be using more often, right? So I was like, I wonder what it would be like, because another part of me was like, I always thought maybe people actually like seeing phone content more because it's more relatable, Yeah. I mean, that definitely depends on what niche you're in.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously. Yeah. But with a normal skit, like some goofy dude on his phone, like I feel like it just seems a little more relatable than.
Yeah, it just feels more natural.
I mean, it is way easier as well. Like some of my biggest videos, I'm literally in my truck before I go into the gym and I just make a video. And like, I'm not always bringing around a camera that's like, $3,000 or whatever. And it's like heavy and it's tough. Dude, it's funny. I was filming I filmed a skit like a month ago or something on like the nice camera.
Yeah.
And I had to like take breaks because my shoulder was hurting so fucking bad. Because like, a lot of times, like a lot of my videos seem super simple, but you don't see me doing like, no joke, like 15 to 20 takes. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Even like the slightest thing. Like I'll watch it back and be like, I didn't really enunciate that word enough.
Yeah.
If like I know what I said because I made it.
Yeah.
But if I'm watching this as a different person, if I don't know what I said right there, none of this makes sense. So I do it again and again. And the hook, obviously it's got to be like something that I just want to like put stuff out that I'm like, I feel like that's a good video.
Yeah.
Or that'll work. Like instead of just, just winging it. So, but I've been trying to just, kind of experiment a little more this year with like different, not even just different styles of content, but like different quality and seeing like what the reception's actually like. Because in my brain, I'm like, yeah, people want to see it on the phone. Like that's what.
Yeah, I mean, it seems most natural too. Though.
I see other like social media comedians doing it as well. Like a lot of it's on their phone. Like most of these guys don't use nice cameras. So I guess I just figure you kind of have to, maybe not have to do that, but like you should do that.
Yeah.
But then I put out a couple videos like on the nice camera and like they did super well. So that whole theory like
I was just about to ask what like it was all like the same for the most part.
Pretty much, yeah. It was pretty much the same, but it was more of a pain in the ass to do it.
Well, yeah.
But at the same time, I am a little more proud of those videos because they just look better. I'm like it'd be cool to be known for also making like good looking stuff.
Like good, yeah.
It's so. And another part of it is now I can show brands that I can make a skit for you and it could actually look good too. Yeah. So there's just way more to it than there's just a lot of thought that goes into a lot of things, and I don't think a lot of people realize like.
No, definitely not. I mean, I 100% understand you on like the multiple takes because good Lord,
a lot of takes.
I talk when it comes to like I'm trying to retention and all that. I try to talk fast and all that kind of stuff. But
that's the hardest.
If I do that, I don't enunciate my words, and all of a sudden I'm looking at a video I posted like a month ago, and I'm like, this doesn't make like it makes sense in the whole context of it, but that word does not sound right. And I look at it, I'm like, I should have just re-recorded it. Yeah. And it pisses me off.
It's funny because the first 2 seconds are so important on these videos. I always feel this sense of like, well, sometimes like I feel like I have to rush through what I want to say in the beginning. So like, exactly what this is like immediately. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I mean, I watch videos all the time where like the guy's talking really slow and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the landscape of just content in general is changing right now. Yeah. Like in a sense of you see a lot more people, and this could be just niche based too, but like a lot of BTS of like how people are working, especially like in the tech and creative space. Yeah, because that's kind of more I would say my realm, and I see like a lot more of that, and it's not even like at least even a year ago, it used to be, show like kind of what you're doing and then show the final shot. People aren't even showing the final shot anymore. They're just showing the process of it, and the amount of comments of like
with no final shot.
Yeah, no final shot. And
dude, that would piss me off so much.
Oh, it does. It pisses me off. And I'll go to the comments and I'll look at it and it'll be like, "What's the final shot look like?" And I guarantee
like a part 2 or something.
I guarantee you, because I've done it before. They've clicked on the profile and looked for the final shot of that, and I'm like, "That's ingenious."
Yeah.
And I'm like, but in general, I think BTS of like just working because you see a ton of people doing, days in the life of on verticals. And it's like, those were all that like, that was like Casey Neistat days of just like BTS of like your day. Yeah. That was all YouTube. And
I personally love that stuff, dude. When I see people doing really cool shit, I always wonder like, how do they even do this? Yeah. Like it looks cool. Like it's fun to watch, but like, I just want to know the process and everything. That's why, like, dude, I'm the worst like movie guy ever. Like, I don't remember any movies. Like, you say a movie line, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you skip through cutscenes in Halo.
That's a whole different story. Yeah, well, I skip through cutscenes in every game. Oh god. That's funny as fuck. But no, I'm so bad with movies because I'll watch like I'll watch like Batman or something, and there's some crazy scene, right? And they'll be going through the city and like, all this cool shit. the whole time I watch these scenes, I'm thinking like, how do they make these scenes?
Dude,
I have no idea what they're talking about or what they're doing or what the goal is or anything. I'm just like, how do they get the fucking camera to do that? Do they have a machine that fucking does that? Like, who made a machine to do that?
No.
You know, and like all the like,
Dude,
and then the movie's over. I'm like, I don't even know what I just watched.
Dude,
but it was cool. But like, what the hell is that?
So many times, and I'm like, I'm wondering. I'm like, all right, how much of this is CGI? Like,
I know. It ruins every movie.
It has ruined every movie for me, and even like watching, like live broadcasts, like of like games and whatnot. I'm like, I'm watching somebody score a touchdown. And I see the camera go out of focus, and I'm losing my mind. I'm like, dude, what are we doing?
That's funny.
Or like the switcher's not switching to like a shot. Like I remember, I don't remember.
That's really funny.
I don't remember who it was. Oh, it was when and they did this probably for like legal reasons, but it was when the Tyreek got arrested going to his game, and he scored, and they cut away from his celebration on the broadcast. On like live. They showed it in like the NFL had like other there were different angles of it, people's phones and all that, but they cut away from it live, and nobody saw what he did. He'd like put his hands behind his back.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that was like by design. I mean,
I was like 100%, but I'm like thinking, I'm like, dude, what are we? That happens all the time whenever I'm watching sports or like I'll watch something like.
That's funny.
It ruins movies, like everything. I'm like, or like if the camera work is fantastic, I'm like, oh, dude, they are on point.
Yeah, I'm sure most of our friends are the exact same way.
Yeah, like I can't, like a lot of people, and I was gonna say, I think I remember you tweeting about it, but like from a choreography perspective and like just the production value, I personally loved the halftime show for this last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because it was so well shot. It was so simple, but it literally almost looked like a music video.
Yeah, it did. That's a great way to put it.
And I was like, for me, a lot of people hated it, whatever. I'm like,
Team Drake, baby. All day, Team Drake.
But it was like, for me, I was like, that was, in my opinion, one of the better, because you can tell he didn't cater that for the crowd in the building.
Yeah.
He catered that for, in my opinion, who should have catered it towards, and it's the people watching on TV. And I'm like, that's one of the first halftime shows I've seen do that well. And I'm like, I'm watching all that. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it was just super well done and super.
It definitely looked cool for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is funny to see like the different camera angles from like the crowd and like what it
actually
looks like. Because on TV it does look sick.
Oh yeah.
But then like
you look at it,
you can like barely even see what the hell is going on.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's so cool. Like watching, it was like the last shot where the guy literally was on him almost the entire time, and he was just walking around as he was following. It was just cool to see that and then see all the phone angles of like what like the camera people just doing their work. I'm like, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like
I can appreciate that, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Still Team Drake, but yeah, I appreciate it. Whatever.
Fucking guy. As far as YouTube content, when it comes to verticals, what have you seen? Does your like style in a sense work as well compared to like TikTok and Instagram?
I feel like YouTube is way more based on what's really relevant, like with search and everything.
Oh, okay.
Like way more so than Instagram and TikTok. Like I feel like Instagram and TikTok, although like if something is trendy, you put something on there, it'll usually do a little better. Like you'll see a big push on TikTok and shit. On YouTube, it almost seems like subscribers, like at least for like shorts, like don't really seem to matter. And like the topic that you posted about is like all that matters. Whereas on Instagram, if I post like anything, there's going to be a big group of people that like just follow me that will see it.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, it's like, it just seems like if what I post about is not super relevant, that algorithm just doesn't
push
post
it at all.
Like at all.
Interesting.
There's a big difference for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like I've had several videos on Instagram and TikTok do like crazy numbers and then go to YouTube and like get like 5,000 views because they just, because no one's looking for it. And that's just it. So like when Call of Duty sucks and nobody's looking up Call of Duty content, Like
YouTube sucks.
there's only so much I could even do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which stinks. But luckily, these other platforms are still valued a lot by brands, and they also pay themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're at a dead end or anything. But obviously, like YouTube is super valuable, so you want that to do well. Like,
Yeah,
it's not like I'm like, you know,
Yeah. Like
I still think about that probably the most, like that platform. But when it was growing like crazy, my channel a couple of years ago, 2022 was like the big year. Everything was super relevant, and people were looking up everything, and everyone was playing, and you know,
That was
I could post.
glory days.
I feel like I could post anything, and it would. I knew exactly how well it would do.
yeah.
Like I would be excited to post. I'd be like, dude, this is gonna fucking bang, and then 30 minutes later, it's like 80,000 views. You know, like like nonstop. And now it's like I'll post something there. I'm like, no one cares about Call of Duty right now. Like this will fucking flop, and it usually kind of does.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know. So when Call of Duty comes out again, everyone's hyped about it. Like you got to take advantage of it, but you got to pray to God the game's good.
Yeah.
You know, which is a huge lesson too. When that first happened, because like after 2022, like I never even considered like this would stop happening.
Yeah. No, I think that's
I'm like, oh, dude, Call of Duty is gonna be sick forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Warzone 2 came out, worst thing ever.
It was awful.
That was a huge lesson, dude. Because I'm like, oh shit, like this, you know, this can happen. Like, what the fuck just happened to my channel? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, just lesson learned. But
Taking one more quick pause away from the video to talk to you about the main sponsor of this video, and well, it's me. If you guys didn't know, I'm a freelance photographer and videographer. I spend a lot of my time in the esports space and events, and I help out at my church a lot as well. And I'm here to tell you I just released my very first preset pack, the Event Grade. I made these specifically to be focused with event style and concert style lighting. I have been working / using these presets on pretty much every single event I've shot over the last year, so they are tried, they are tested, and they are ready for you if you guys want to go down to my website. I'll make sure to leave a link in the bio so you guys can go pick those up. Any support on that would be appreciated, and make sure to tag me in all the photos that you may have used the presets on. I'm really curious to see what you guys can create with those. But enough of me yapping, let's hop back into the pod.
Yeah. So staying relevant, especially with like YouTube content vertically, how are you going to tackle Verdansk if you are? Like, because it's going to come back in like a month.
I mean,
or even are you going to
play it?
No, well, play it. Yeah,
like
but
make content about it.
Make content about it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I play Call of Duty all the time, anyways. Like, just for fun. I mean, that's like my main game. You know, as stupid as the game is, like,
it's awful.
I mean, there are aspects of it that I still enjoy, and like, a lot of my friends still play it, and we get on there and just have fun and stuff. And if you go into Call of Duty knowing it's like a dumbass game, like you can have fun.
Yeah.
If you go on there thinking it's gonna be like a really well polished, awesome, flawless game, like then you're gonna be like upset. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna play Verdansk, and if any jokes pop up in my head or whatever, just make a video about it. I mean, it's really like that simple. That's been like the creative process forever. So when I take time off of playing the game, that's another topic too, but like when I take time off of playing the game, like my content production goes down a lot, because I don't just come up with these jokes like just walking around the house.
Yeah.
Like it usually, like 90% of the time, it's like I'm playing and I'm like, oh,
Some stupid shit happens.
That's a skit right there. Or there's like big news that comes out, right?
Gotcha.
That's another thing.
Like an update or
on
something
Twitter.
like that.
Yeah, like a really stupid update, or they're bringing the rose skin back.
Oh yeah.
But like I can make a whole skit about like why they would do that or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or something about the online store. That's always been a big joke forever. You know, like nothing works, but the online store is always like flawless.
It is flawless.
Right. But like everyone knows that. So if I talk about it, it's super relevant, you know. But on YouTube, no one's searching that up.
Yeah.
So you don't know what it's gonna do on YouTube. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
you know, so but yeah, Verdansk, I think it'll be massive for sure if it just works well and it's seamless and stuff. Yeah. And they're also bringing back some guns like from the classic
it
one,
was
the Grau
and what was the other one?
Kilo, I think,
Was it the Kilo? Yeah.
and something else, the HDR, which I never used. People actually use that shit in Verdansk. I don't remember anybody using it.
Early Verdansk.
Okay.
Early Verdansk. It was like a big thing.
It took me a while to actually get into Battle Royale. I've always been like a multiplayer guy.
Same.
And then it took me a while to get into in a battle royale. I did a Warzone tournament like after playing Warzone for like one day. I got entered into a content creator tournament.
That's where I met you. That's how I found out about you.
Oh, really?
It was Bad Bears, right?
No,
no.
this is different.
Oh.
There was FaZe guys in this tournament.
Oh shit. Okay.
I didn't even know, like, dude, I didn't even know like the most basic shit about Verdansk. And I was playing with my buddy who I went to high school with. He ended up streaming on Twitch. We like connected, later in life.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, do you want to do this tournament? So it was like funny. And then we found out that like the guy in first, I have a whole TikTok about this, but the team in first had like 60 kills or something. And we might have had like 2 kills.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, it's all in the video, but I was like, how many fucking kills do they have? And these people were like these guys were like in third place with like 60. And it was like FaZe Blue and
Oh my god.
somebody else. There was some like, I think it was 100 Thieves guys that were in there too. 100, I forget who it was, but we're just like, why are we in this fucking
Yeah, like what are we doing?
tournament? You know Goj? He's a caster.
Oh yeah,
Incredible
yeah.
caster.
Yeah.
But he invited me to it.
No way.
Yeah, so he's friends with all those guys. That was a funny experience, but
That's crazy.
but yeah, I'm definitely gonna try Verdansk and make content around it for sure, no doubt.
Do you make because some people just kind of plaster their same short form video across all 3 platforms? Do you swap, like in a sense of, do you make
Like content for specifically?
Yeah.
No,
No, you just
no.
interesting.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, I just make one and then post it on like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok.
How many platforms are you on
And YouTube.
that you post vertically on?
And
5?
sometimes Twitter too. So 6, I guess.
Oh snap.
Yeah, at least 5 for sure though, but maybe Twitter.
Yeah.
The thing about it though is like if I post it on Twitter, if you watch it on Twitter, you're not going to watch it on a different platform.
Yeah. Well,
So I
I
might
mean,
post it on
it may just pop up.
Yeah,
But
but the Call of Duty community is heavy on Twitter too. So it's like,
Yeah.
I've had some go crazy on Twitter, and I've had some videos on Twitter get like 2 likes. So like, you don't know what the hell is going to happen on there.
that whole platform is insane right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a bazillion platforms. So
As far as moving forward into, obviously, the rest of 2025 and just content in general, what is like, do you want to stick with gaming content? Do you want to branch out? Like, what is kind of the future, I would say?
yeah, I think and you know this because we talk about this all the time off the scenes. But sports are like my life.
Yeah. I think we're both in that
Like
realm.
like I said earlier, the gaming thing just kind of happened. Like I love gaming. I'll always game. Like it's fun. I do it all the time, just naturally. I enjoy it. But I mean, sports are really my passion. Like since I was a little kid, like somehow being in the world of sports, like has always been the goal.
Yeah.
Whether it was with actually playing, like my dream was like to be in the MLB. That was like my dream as a kid.
okay.
It was never even like the NFL because I played way more baseball growing up than football. But just being in the sports world, like I watch it all the time. I follow it all the time. I lose bets on it all the fucking time.
That you do.
All the fucking time. I remember my last win. I haven't won this year for sure.
You haven't won? Oh, God.
No, I actually won a German table tennis bet the other day.
Fuck off.
Yeah, that was at like 2 a.m. The fuck? Just a rage bet.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Rage bet.
1-800-GAMBLER.
That was crazy. Anyway, so like getting into the world of sports is definitely like something I want to do. I want to try to bring kind of my style into that world and make, whether it's comedy or news or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Just kind of get into that. And then it would be really cool to get brand deals like that are in the world of, athletics and stuff. And like working with the NFL is like my number one brand
Like,
goal.
That's like your dream.
Yeah. Ever since I started this stuff, it's like something with them and like, I don't know, just going to like those kind of events and like, I don't know, like that would be, nothing would excite me more than that.
Yeah,
you know
being
what I mean?
able to like be on the field for like a Super Bowl or something like that, to be able to like almost work it in a sense.
Yeah. So, but it is tough though, like juggling, like because I have this whole audience now that's so focused on gaming.
Yeah.
I'd like to think a lot of them also watch sports, so it's not like some super drastic change.
Yeah.
Like I would imagine it's not like I'm getting into like fucking vacuums or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
something
I'm like people watch sports. Like yeah. I don't know why that just came to my mind, but I was thinking about cleaning your fucking apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, so getting into that world seems like awesome. I would love to do that. I'm still trying to like figure out a game plan on how to do that. But I've experimented here and there recently, and those videos have done very well on my platform. So I know it's possible. That's always like encouraging to see. So yeah, that would be the goal. But I'll always probably still make the gaming stuff because like I said, like when I am playing games, like I come up with these ideas. So like, and I like doing it. It's not like I'm not like, it doesn't feel like a chore or anything, you know, which is the best thing. But so, yeah. But if my career could be in the world of sports, it'd be awesome for sure.
I feel like
there's a lot more hostility though, for sure.
Oh my God.
I mean, like,
well, it's bigger. It's just overall like gaming. There's so much hostility in gaming, but it's like, the platform of sports in general is just 100x.
But the thing is like my following right now for gaming, it's like, I put a joke out there, everyone kind of laughs, like everyone just some stupid content, whatever. But with sports, if I roast like I'm a Ravens fan, so if I roast the Steelers, I might have a lot of supporters that are big Steeler fans.
Yeah.
And now they might take what I said super personally. So you run the risk of like fucking all that up. But if I make fun of all the 31 other teams, now I'm pissing all these people off and like it's just it's definitely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially like the diehard fans.
Yeah.
Like the Cowboys, the Bills, like
I mean that's I don't care about making fun of Cowboys fans. That's easy. That's easy. But yeah, it's a different dynamic. But yeah, I mean that would be if I could be like make a name for myself in the world of sports, that would be like ideal for sure.
As far as, because we've talked about this too, as far as like long form YouTube.
Yeah.
I know we've like talked about like.
Well, that's always been the number one challenge, I would say for me. Because like in our community of other people that make like verticals and gaming stuff, they're in the gaming world. Yeah. Like ironically, I never post anything. I never post gaming clips. Yeah. I'm just in the gaming industry. People have like a lot of people have never seen me game. Yeah. Which is hilarious when you think about it. But I just happen to be in this thing. So I'm not going to come out with like a loadout video or gaming content for long form. So it's like, so what do I do for long form content? And then just recently, I've always like kind of juggled with this idea, but just recently sort of committed to, well, I guess if I sort of committed, I'm not really committed, but I committed to this idea of just kind of documenting like my life and what's going on with my life as a content creator. Yeah. And although like, you're not going to get the crazy SEO titles and all that, it's still something I could do. And like, cause I've been traveling a lot more and just doing more stuff in general as a content creator the past like couple of years. And I feel like there's a lot of talking points I could have made a whole video about, or stuff I experienced that I could, share with other creators or, whatever, like how do brand deals work? Yeah. Stuff like that. Like, I don't know how to get more, like what to do, what not to do, like how, I don't know, that type of stuff.
Yeah. I think like building those lessons into like, in a sense, like your trips or even just like your day in the life. Yeah. Actually like smack.
Yeah. So in the past couple of videos I put out, although they didn't get a ton of views, like they have a shitload of comments. Like people really actually are watching. Yeah. Them. Like, but you get in your brain, you're like, no one's going to watch this shit. Like, why would you watch this? And then,
this podcast is getting 5 views. I'm ready for it. Right. I'm so ready for it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's kind of the plan with that. But because I know gaming is like my outlet, and it's what I do to disconnect and like just have fun and like relax and stuff. So I don't want that to become
like your
work and be like, all right, I need to play this game to get some content and stuff. Yeah. And if I get a funny clip or something, I wouldn't mind posting a video about it, but I'm just, that being the focus and that taking all the fun out of that outlet, like that would suck. Yeah. I think, So,
it's like,
I have to play Warzone to like get this video and like, or get this clip to do something, or I don't know. I just don't want to do that. Yeah. So, but long form stuff. No. That's probably like the most valuable thing there really is, dude. Like long form, people that have like big channels based on long form, like those communities are crazy.
Oh, because they do spread in the sense of like
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram. So it's great.
Well, that too, for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But
Yeah.
dude, thank you for coming on. Thank you
Yeah.
for hanging out.
First live podcast.
Yeah. Oh, you never done a live podcast before?
No.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
No one lives where I live.
I mean, that's true.
I don't live in
true.
a cool place.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. Luckily enough, Dallas is like a pretty big hub to where people come through. So it's like that's why I decided to do this in person.
Yeah.
like in
No,
the sense
this whole thing's awesome.
that doesn't, you know,
for sure.
somewhat professional.
I didn't even know what it was called.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't
You
even.
came into this completely in the dark. I
didn't even know
I
what it
gave
was
you
called.
guys no prep for this. It's
No.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
But thank you for coming on.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.